Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be packing my makeup for a trip that I'm going on tomorrow, and I just want to show y'all what I'm going to be taking with me on my trip. I did one of these videos last summer when I was going out of town, but I'm taking different stuff this time around just because it's been a year. I've been introduced to new products, so some things I just want to change out, some things I may not use anymore, and I just want to show y'all some of the different things that I'm going to be taking this year as opposed to last year. So let's jump right into it. So whenever I pack makeup, I always feel like I just pack way too much. I try very hard to condense my makeup and it just does not work. And I feel like it's because I need options. Like I know, like in the back of my mind, I know that I'm probably not going to use some of the stuff that I'm taking, but I just feel like I need to have it with me kind of like just in case. So as I go through it, y'all can let me know if you think that I'm just like being extra, doing too much, or if you understand why I'm taking all of the stuff that I'm taking with me. So as usual, I'm going to go in the order that I would be applying the makeup because it's just easier for me to work that way. So I'm going to be starting off with foundation, and I am taking 2 foundations with me. I think when I went out of town last year, I think I only took 1. Now last year it was for my family reunion. This is a different event. I'm going to a convention. So let me explain why I'm taking 2 foundations. I'm taking NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, and I'm taking the Too Faced Born This Way powder foundation. So the convention that I'm going to is just for the weekend. It's Friday through Monday, and on Saturday night we're going to a banquet. So we're going to be all dressed up. It's a formal event, and I know that I'm going to want to wear a full face of makeup. So this is one of the foundations that I reserve for when I do like a full face and I just want to get like extra glam. This one, it has like a very like a matte finish, and to me it is like really matte, but it does still really look nice on your face. It doesn't look overly matte. It lasts all day and all night. I think the longest I've worn this foundation was maybe like 14 or 15 hours. And yeah, I did have to go in and blot some of the excess oil off, but still the foundation did last on me for a very long time. Whenever I do like a full face of makeup, I'm either taking this one or the Fenty foundation. The only reason I chose the NYX foundation for the trip is just because I'm trying to pan this Fenty foundation, and I feel like I probably do have enough for like 1 more application, if not a couple more, but I'm like running really low on this foundation. So I was thinking I just don't want to chance it and just not have enough to do a full face. I'm pretty sure I do, but that's really the only reason I'm taking this. So I'm definitely going to be using this foundation on Saturday on my trip. And I feel like the rest of the time I'm probably just going to be wearing this foundation because it's a powder foundation. Let me show y'all the shade that I have. I'm in the shade Maple in this one, and it's also the shade that I would wear in the liquid foundation. And this is the foundation that I'm wearing on my face today. This one I'm probably going to be wearing the rest of the time because I can just apply it really quickly. I can build it up if I want to just do like on most days when I go to work, I don't even wear a full face. I'll just wear blush, highlighter, I'll do my brows and some mascara, and then I'll just take some of this. This is what I've been using lately. I'll take some of this on a fluffy brush and just like set my whole face with it. That's probably what I'm going to be doing most of the other days, but if I want to, I can build this up to a fuller coverage like this. But what I really like about it, and you know, with any powder foundation, you can just apply it really quickly and just go. So that is my reasoning for taking 2 foundations. And moving on to concealer, I'm actually going to take a different concealer than what I took when I went out of town last year. This time I'm taking the the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer, and I have to mix 2 shades in this one. This is 400 Caramel and this is 415 Honey. This is like quickly becoming my new favorite concealer. For the longest time, ever since this one came out, Too Faced Born This Way, this has been my absolute favorite. I'm running out of this one, and I have a whole new container ready to open when I run out of that. But I bought this just to try it out. maybe like 2 months ago, and I've been using it here and there, and I'm noticing that I like this a lot more than the Too Faced concealer. I think that this one gives you better coverage. I think it's very hydrating. I think it's very nice and creamy, and even though I have to mix 2 shades together, I don't mind doing it for this product because I like it so much. I am wearing it on my face today. So I think I'm gonna go with this one instead of my beloved Too Faced concealer. And then for my setting powder, I am going to take what I've been using pretty much for the past like few months. This is the Pretty Vulgar, the Powder Room Matte About It Translucent Setting Powder. So I hope y'all can see that there with the lights. Let me see if I can show y'all kind of what it looks like. I'm just going to do like a little swatch of this powder here. I remember when I first got this powder, I just want y'all to kind of see the color of it. I remember when I first got this powder, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because of the color. I didn't know if it was gonna be like too yellowish or too white, but it's more of like a beigey color. I feel like it does pull kind of yellow, but when I blend it out on my under eye, it does get very translucent, and I've never had an issue with flashback with this powder. And I only use this to set my under eye area. Whenever I wear this NYX foundation or any one that dries down to a matte finish, I don't bother setting the foundation with a powder, so I'm just going to be using this on my under eye. And I think we got this, if you have BoxyCharm, we got this in BoxyCharm, I want to say like back in December, and I've been pretty much using it ever since. So this is going to be my setting powder. I only have one product that I use for brows right now, and that is the LA Girl Shady Slim brow pencil, and I like using the shade Brunette. So I'm going to be taking this one. This is the one that I'm going through now, and I'm almost out of this one. So I will be taking this one plus a brand new one that I have on reserve. One thing I don't like about brow pencils in general is that I feel like the product runs out so fast, and I feel like that's with any brow pencil that you get. So normally when I buy this, I usually buy like 2 or 3 at a time. And whenever I go out of town, I always take at least 2 with me. Like even if it's like 2 brand new ones, I feel like I'm just a little kind of paranoid about like doing my brows and then running out of the product in the process of doing my brows, because that has happened before. But so yeah, I'm going to be taking 2 of these just in case, because like I said, this one is almost pretty much done. So I'm probably going to end up opening the new one on my trip. And then for my eyeshadow primer, lately I have been using the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. That's what it looks like. I've been using this for primer on my lid, and I love this stuff. I love the formula of it. I think it's like the right amount of like tackiness. It's not too drying and not too sticky, but it's like a mix of like creamy but enough tackiness to keep eyeshadow in place. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but I just really love the formula of this. So I'm definitely going to be taking this for my eyeshadow, and I'm also going to be taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Cool Tan. This is the one that I use like closer to the brow bone. I always put a darker concealer or primer up here and then a lighter one on my lid. So I'm going to be taking these 2 as eyeshadow primers. Now for my eyeshadow palette, I always take just one palette when I go out of town, because I feel like taking 2 is just like excessive and just unnecessary. But I feel like I'm going to be making an exception for this trip. Usually I'll take my Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. This is like a really good like everyday palette for me, because it has like a whole bunch of different brown shades that I can just slap on my lid if I just want like a little pop of something, maybe just like a everyday like soft brown look. But then they also have a few colors in here, like the pink one for instance and the purple. This one is just like a really good, to me, versatile palette. So this is the one that I usually go for when I'm going out of town. I'm very familiar with how the shadows perform, and I'm just used to this palette. And I do feel like on most days this is the palette that I'm gonna be wearing. However, I just cannot put this palette down. This is the Milani Gilded Rouge palette. And this thing is just like, I can't stop using it. I really love this palette. This shade in particular, On Taupe, is it called On Taupe? Yes, it's called On Taupe. I love putting that shade on my lid. This one is just so pretty. That's the shade On Taupe. And I feel like for me, for my skin tone, it's a really nice, like everyday shimmery shade. If I want to be just a little extra, but not like wearing like a full face, like I could wear like a shade like this to work. I think it's very work appropriate. I'm feeling like these pink shades over here, I might get a little bit of use out of those too. A lot of the different events that I'm going to be going to this weekend, the color is going to be like pink and something, so I feel like I might dip into those just to have a little fun with the palette while I'm out. Surprisingly, these two shades down at the bottom, the glitter ones, I hardly ever use those because I just feel like in general, I just don't care for the glittery shades. These are really pretty though. And you never know, I might decide to just tap into them over the weekend just to see. But even though I don't use these two, the rest of this palette, like I love it. I love this palette. I still have not used the shade Hush Hush. I think I mentioned that in my last video. Did I? I can't remember. It might be a video that I filmed, but I haven't uploaded it yet. Let me swatch Hush Hush for y'all. That's Hush Hush down at the bottom. It's just not an appealing shade. Like, I'm looking at it and I can't really think of too much that I would do with it. But like I said, this shade up here, these two down here, I hardly ever use, but I still feel like for the most part, this is probably my favorite palette right now because I have just been using this thing nonstop since I got it. So, like I said, I think I'm going to make an exception. And I think I'm going to take this one along with my Too Faced palette. And yes, that's going to be like a little more to pack. But, you know, I really want to take this with me because, like I said, I just love it so much. So, yeah, I'm going to be taking both of these palettes with me. All right, next up is my favorite bronzer. This is all that I've been using since I bought it. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have the shade Endless Summer. And just in case you're not familiar with this particular shade, this one is exclusive to Ulta, so you wouldn't be able to find it at other stores. I didn't know that when this first came out, and I kept looking for it at Target and CVS, and I could never get my hands on it, and it's because you can only get it at Ulta. But for bronzers, I prefer bronzing over contouring. I think bronzing just looks a bit more natural and subtle on the face. And even though, like, you know, I want my makeup to look nice when I do a full face, but I really don't like the really like snatched look. I do like more of a like soft, subtle, I guess natural look, and to me bronzing will do that better than contouring. And quite often I have to pass up on bronzers because they run very yellow or they run very golden. I need something that runs more of like a reddish tone, and this one, it's a warm tone, but it's still like, it still has kind of like a reddish undertone to it. So I hope that y'all can see that on my wrist right there. I like, even with a bronzer, like in general, a bronzer is gonna run a little softer on your face than a contour, but even still, I like a nice subtle bronzer, and I think that this one is really nice and subtle on my face. And they call these the butter bronzers. I mean, these really do feel like butter. If you've never tried one of them before, they're really soft, really creamy. They blend out really nice on the skin. So I'm definitely going to be taking this one because, like I said, this is the only bronzer that I've used on my face since I bought it. Okay, I am going to be taking two blushes, and I feel like this is a product that is pretty, I guess, excessive. I really don't think that I'm gonna end up using one of these, but I feel like I just want to take it like just in case I change my mind. So my everyday blush is the Note Cosmetics Luminous Silk Compact Blusher, in Desert Rose. I love these shades of blush on my skin tone, like peachy corally blushes. Now, the one thing I will say about this blush, I don't consider it to be like a really long lasting blush. It's not gonna last like all day, all night on your face. Like, you know, you could get maybe like a few hours of wear out of this, but you know, for the most part, that's okay for me. But I just love this shade on me. I think it's a very perfect shade on my skin tone. So I'm definitely gonna take this because this is like the one that I grab, you know, most of the time. Even when I wear this to work, usually by the time I get off work, this blush is pretty much like faded off of my face, but it's not a big deal for me because it's just not a big deal. But you know, this is still the one that I reach for on most days, so I'm gonna take this one. And then recently I've been falling in love with this new blush from NYX. This is the NYX, I can't ever open this thing. This is the NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte Blush. And this one is in the shade Bang Bang. And I never buy blushes that are this color, but I just decided to take a chance on this because for some reason, I just kept looking at it when I was on Ulta's website, like it just kept grabbing my attention, so I decided to buy it. This particular line of blushes, it comes in 4 shades, and they don't have a shade that runs like peachy or corally or any type of orange shade like this. So I just decided to get this and try it out, and I actually do really like it. Sometimes I will wear this blush on days where I'm really not wearing any other makeup besides like a blush, a highlighter, and my brows and my mascara, and I like it. What I really love about this is the formula. I love the fact that it's like a totally matte blush. There's no type of luminosity to this at all, and I really like the formula. And this one, I would consider this a long-lasting blush, so I'm going to be taking this one too. This is the one that I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but I feel like I want to have it with me just in case, because the times that I have used it lately, I have really liked it. So I'm going to be taking these 2 blushes with me. Okay, and for highlighter, I want to show you the one that I was going to take, but I changed my mind. This is the Girlactick Star Blush. So this is actually a blush. It's a sample that I got from Girlactick, and this is in the shade Naples. So let me do a swatch of that for y'all. I hope y'all can see that. There's no way that I could use this shade on my skin tone as a blush. It's just not gonna work. But this is a really, really nice everyday, like subtle highlighter on me. And see, this is the problem that I have. Now that I'm swatching this and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I should take it just in case. I think I am going to take it just in case. But I had originally decided to take this and then change my mind so that I could take this one. This is the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Double Gleam. And if you've been with my channel for a while, you probably recall that I used to love this highlighter. Like, this is my OG highlighter. And the only reason I changed my mind and said, let me take the MAC one instead. Now you see how much more pigmented it is, but this one you could really build it up and it doesn't have to be nearly that pigmented on your face. But the reason I decided to take this one instead was simply because I was like pulling out the makeup that I was going to take with me to pack, and my eyes just landed on this one, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take this one because I have not touched this highlighter in a very, very, very long time. It's been months since I used this highlighter, so I feel like it's just being neglected. That's why I'm going to take it. But like I said, now that I'm talking about this one, my Girlactick highlighter, and I'm swatching it and everything, now I'm like, maybe I should take this too. And look at how small it is. It's not going to take up a whole lot of space in my bag anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna take both of these. Like, what's the harm? Yeah, I'm gonna take both of these highlighters with me. So this is the setting spray that I've been using lately. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Fix and Go 2-in-1 primer and setting spray, and I've been using it as a setting spray, not as a powder, but I've been using this one like crazy since I got it too. Prior to me picking this one up, I was using, for the most part, I was using the the NYX Matte Finish Spray, and I think that's a really good setting spray, but this one is really nice too. I haven't felt the need to go back and buy the NYX one since I purchased this one, so I'm gonna definitely keep using this one until I use it up. This is the only setting spray that I have that I like. I have a couple of other setting sprays that they're either dewy or for whatever reason I just don't care for them. This is really the only one that I have that I'm using right now, so I'm definitely going to be taking this one with me. And I'm also going to be taking my NYX Matte Liquid Liner. So I always use this on days where I'm doing an eyeshadow look, so I'll probably definitely use this on Saturday when I go to that banquet. The rest of the weekend I probably won't use this, but I'm taking it just so I can use it on Saturday. I have two mascaras that I've been really liking lately. This one is the Butter London Power Up Mascara. The other one is the e.l.f. Plump It Up Mascara, and I actually feel like this mascara, the e.l.f. one, is almost like a dupe to the Butter London in terms of how they wear on your lashes. So I am wearing the Butter London mascara now. I usually wear this one when I'm doing like a full face of makeup and I'm doing like makeup for maybe like a special occasion, and then just like every day, like for going to work, I will normally use the e.l.f. mascara. I try to use this one more often just because it's a lot cheaper. That way I can you know, reserve this and make it last longer. But I really don't think it's necessary to take both of them because they are quite similar, and I definitely want to use this one on Saturday because I feel like it's a little bit better than the e.l.f. mascara, so I'm definitely going to be taking this one. I wear mascara every day, so I'm going to take just this one, and I'm going to be using this one every day on my trip. Okay, and lastly, lip products. This is where I always feel like I need to have like a gazillion options. But I mean, I can't just have just one lipstick. I can't do that. I am going to be taking this Appeal Gel Liner in Desert Taupe. And if you saw one of my recent videos where I did the BoxyCharm unboxing for July, we got this one in that box. So this is what this looks like. I've only used this on my lips once when I did that try on video, but I do really like this liner. I like the color of it, and I like how it just glides on the lip. You can use these as lip or eyeliners. The only eyeliners that I usually use are like the liquid liner for my eyeshadow. Oh, the thing just fell off. I don't normally use eyeliners like this on my eye, but I do really like this as a lip liner. I think it's a nice everyday like nude shade on me, so I'm going to be taking this one. And I feel like taking both of these next two products are excessive, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So the first one is, this is the Alamar Cosmetics lip gloss, the Mother of Pearl gloss in the shade Sirenita. So this is another product that we got in the BoxyCharm unboxing for July, and I just want to show y'all. I hope y'all can see like how golden that looks on my hand, but when you blend it out on your lips, it turns into like a really nice bronzy color on the lips. It doesn't look very golden at all, and I do think it's quite similar to the other gloss that I'm going to be taking. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. Now, even though I'm taking both of the, ooh, I just spilled a whole bunch of gloss on my table. Even though I am going to be taking this one, I feel like I really shouldn't be counting this because I keep this in my purse 24/7. So this isn't actually going in my makeup bag. It's going to stay in my purse. But I just want to show y'all how these two glosses compare to each other. The swatches, I feel like they look very different, but on the lips, when you blend them out, they both end up looking like a really nice, almost like a sheer bronzy gloss. So I am going to be taking both of these glosses with me. Next, I'm going to be taking the NYX Strictly Vinyl Lip Gloss, and this is the gloss that I'm wearing on my lips right now. So I don't know how often I'm gonna wear this lip gloss on my trip, if I wear it at all. I just always feel like I want to have like a different option outside of the regular everyday like nude glosses or lipsticks that I take with me. I always want to have just at least one option that will give me like more of like a bold color on my lips if that's what I choose to do. So this one, to me, it's not like super bold, it's not very potent, but it is still more of like a pop of color than your typical nude. So that's why I'm taking this one with me, because I feel like it's just a little extra something if I want to do something like that. I'm not going to bother to swatch it because this is what I'm wearing on my lips right now. So this is the other gloss that I'm taking. And then lastly, I'm taking my favorite lipstick. And this is actually another BoxyCharm product. This is the Becca, what is this called? The Becca Ultimate Love Lipstick. And this one is in the shade Souffle. I know we all love like a really good nude lipstick. And this one, I should have did that on my other hand, but can y'all see that? Let me do this. Let me swatch this somewhere else. Okay, that's better. This is like the perfect shade of a nude lipstick for my skin tone. The formula of this is like a really nice, soft, creamy lipstick. It feels really good applying it on the lips. It's not one of those, like, it's not a liquid lipstick rather, so it is going to come off when you eat or drink, but it's a really, really nice lipstick, and this is just like my favorite. I think we got this in March, I feel like. I can't remember, but like I said, this is another BoxyCharm product. So in total, I'm taking I'm taking three, well, I guess you could say 5 lip products with me. One of them is a lip liner, so maybe I feel like I shouldn't be counting this either. I don't know. But anyway, these are all the lip products that I'm taking with me. And this is like the same issue that I had when I did my last packing video. I took like a whole lot of lipsticks because I just feel like I need options. Like I can't just take one thing and be like, I'm going to wear that every single day. So I know for a lot of the stuff that I'm taking like 2 of something, like 2 blushes and 2 highlighters, but I don't know, I just feel more comfortable with having something to choose from, you know what I mean? So those are all the products that I'm taking with me on my trip. So let me know in the comments if you think that I'm taking too much, or if you do pretty much the same thing when you pack your makeup, and let me know if you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see y'all back for my next one. Until then, take care, have a good one, y'all. Bye.